when we went to Turkey in 1974, the Turks had invaded Cyprus, and the United States put sanctions on Turkey, and the Turks were very angry. So at the Bolgat Air Base, which was where the American school was, where American headquarters were, the commissaries, a small American community, no housing, but it's where the Americans hung out. The Turks made us take the American flag down. They wouldn't let us fly the American flag at Bolgat. The only place the American flag flew now was at the U.S. Embassy downtown. And so, and as an American, that's a symbol of your nation. Mm. And again, I think that's something that people today, that there's not the connectivity. People see the flag and they're just like, it's the flag. When I saw the flag, that was the symbol of my country. That meant America. That meant it was the living symbol of my nation. That's how I was raised, that the flag was treated as a living being. And now it's gone. And it literally was like ripping something out of your heart. You're missing something. On the 4th of July, 1976, the bicentennial, the Turks allowed us to raise the American flag. And we had the July 4th picnic. And I remember when they came out, the band was playing, and up goes the flag, the Star-Spangled Banner. We had maybe 1,000 people there. Every one of them was bawling their eyes out, watching the flag go up, crying tears of love and joy. And you're just looking at it and you're saying, God bless America. God bless America. Because it meant something. And it was a symbol you love. Plus, the other thing is, you're in Turkey, and I love Turkey. I loved it. I will never put it down, but it wasn't America. And when you got home to America, you're like, I appreciate America now. But I don't think people understand the patriotism, because I talk to kids today, they're just not patriotic. They're not anti-American, but their vision of America is a completely different concept.
Why do you think that is?
I think, first of all, that America's betrayed its trust in the people. I mean, the America that I supported, remember, we were just coming off of Watergate. And so there was already people beginning to question, the idea, pre-Watergate, the president was the president. I mean, but then Richard Nixon became Tricky Dick. And suddenly we started treating the president as somebody who wasn't above the fray. He now was just another politician. And that cheapens politics. Ronald Reagan tried to take the presidency up a notch, bring it back to where it was. And he was the president, the first president that I voted for, and the first president I served. But after Ronald Reagan, we got a succession of presidents that, starting with Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky, George W. Bush is, cocaine cowboy. Barack Obama is whatever Barack Obama is. Donald Trump is whatever Donald Trump is. Joe Biden's whatever he is, but they aren't revered entities. Barack Obama could have been. I think when he started, he could have been somebody who brought the presidency back to where it needed to be, a respected man. But by the time he finished 8 years, he was just like everybody else. And so I just think people have lost respect for their own country. They might like being an American, but how many Americans say, I love being an American? How many Americans wake up in the morning and say, this is the country I'm going to die for? I will die for this country. I will lay it all the line for this country. Most people are saying, hell no. This thing's broke. I ain't going to, maybe I'll help fix it, but it's broke. I think most Americans look at America and say, it's broke. It's broken. So I think there's a disconnect. But back when I was a teenager, America, the American dream was still a fantasy that people believed in. It hadn't been exposed as the total falsehood that it is today, perhaps. But, so I joined the military right out of high school. People joke about it today, the old saying, kill a commie for mommy, or better dead than red. It was as real as it gets. I mean, the commies were right over there, armed to the teeth, and they were coming this way. And when they did, I needed to be right here, ready to kill them. So I enlisted in the Army, and then that transitioned to the Marine Corps. And I was all about defending my country, standing up to communism, and getting ready to, lay my life down for my country. I was ready to do it.
This video is sponsored by you. That's because we don't have any sponsors. All we have are supporters
like yourself. So please consider making a contribution to our channel. You can give to us via the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description of this video. That way, we can continue to fly guests like Scott Ritter to our studio for an insightful podcast from which we can all benefit, like the one you're watching right now. So please consider making a contribution. Thank you for your support.
Trust nothing. No